Good morning. It is Sunday, July 12th, 2020. The sun is coming up as you see. So beautiful. Um, Welcome to Global Chrysalis 2020. I am going to be talking about knowing yourself and how this relates to overcoming depression or overcoming addiction. Why do I do this? I have a lot of kids, and my older children were sent to Florida. I live in Kansas City. They were sent to Florida when they were still under 10, all of them. Now they're in their 21 to 16 range. But for a while, I thought I would never see them again. As I was overcoming depression at the time, I had two little ones that were really close together. By the way, if you have kids really close together, they were 15 months and 2 weeks, 15 months apart. And when you give birth, it takes about 2 years. If you developed a postpartum depression, it takes almost 2 years for the hormones to stabilize, normalize. And so it was a compounded postpartum hormonal imbalance. But my life had fallen apart in the middle of that beginning because I had sent my kids so far away for their good, but I missed them. And how do you live without your children? I know some who have had to do that, and it's not easy. And for a few years, I really hated myself for doing what I did, because I really believed at the time I could undo it. I could just move. I was going to move to Florida too. And after a while, after a few years, I realized how very hard it would be for me to do that. So I had to get into my subconscious. So I'm going to be explaining to people, to all of you, the tools I learned while I was rewiring my thoughts. It's very hard to do in the beginning, but if you don't give up and you insist that you're going to change the way you're thinking, you will. Because the subconscious thoughts that you have, when you're alone and nobody's talking to you and you have nothing to do, no TV to watch, no distractions, then you hear the stuff that you tell yourself in the background. Sometimes it's the kind of stuff that you heard your parents say. And by the way, I've had my own share as a mom when I'm at the end of the day and things are not perfect and I'm tired and I'm like, oh God, kid, you're awesome. Just lay down and be quiet. So when you're overcoming depression or you're overcoming addiction, it actually boils down to the way you actually see yourself, the way you actually see the world. If you see yourself as a complete failure, the words that you say trying to convince yourself that you're awesome, the way you really feel inside may not be what you're saying outside. I'm awesome. I'm good. I can handle this, but deep down you're like, God, I'll never figure it out. That takes a long process to change the way you see yourself. So, knowing yourself includes the things that you really find to be qualities. Whether you're a kind of person that really takes charge and you don't take crap off of anybody, That's not me. um, I'm a very compassionate by nature kind of person. And so I've had to work with my personality the way I really am. If you are a compassionate person and you're always making excuses for other people, that's something you have to work with. You can't be what you're not. Knowing yourself also includes your shadow, what you are, the malevolence or cruelty you are actually capable of, and we all are, if we are honest. But you have to know. You have to know who you really are. You have to deal with your shadow. And you have to just decide that I'm not going to be cruel. And when you are, forgive yourself and try again. The reason you have to get into your subconscious thoughts, really listen to them, is the way you really feel about yourself are like the seeds that you plant in the soil of your heart, in the way you're going to see reality and how it will unfold in the future. So you could have been spending that last 15 years believing yourself to be a failure, believing yourself to be that nobody will listen to you, that you don't deserve to be treated right. But once you begin changing the way you see yourself, changing the way you think about yourself and the way you think about the world, it will begin a change that is seen in years. So, as I said, I'll explain this again. The thoughts that you think are like a seed. They become the words that you speak. The words that you speak lead you down a path to take certain actions. Those actions become habits. And once you have developed habits, those habits become your lifestyle. At the end of the day, or in the early morning, or whenever you have time, I encourage you to get into your thoughts and the way you really see yourself, and determine how you really want to see yourself. Do you want to see yourself as a failure? Do you want to see yourself as an asshole? No, probably not. None of us do. You are not a failure. You are figuring it out, and you will master your life. You will master yourself. Have a good day. Thank you.